But that's what was intriguing me, was whether we could have an objective perspective. And then I would come to my philosophy teachers and they'll be like, that is not a clinical psychology question. That's a
Mm.
philosophy question.
Does the patient exist? You know. But, what were your views at that time? So when I mean, that's crazy that at the age of 13 or 14, you were looking into the intersection between East and West. I mean, did you get into Alan Watts or anybody like that, or did you?
Of course.
I mean, he's like a hero.
Do.
He's a hero of mine. He's just freaking awesome, isn't he? I love Alan Watts.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But what were your
listening to?
Yeah, sorry. What were your views at that time? Did you have any metaphysical sort of suspicions about, the nature of reality? And what were they?
Very rudimentary. I still think that I have very rudimentary. I'm always very cautious and humble to go and step into that territory. But I suspected at the time, as I suspect now, it's just that now I have a more robust toolkit to navigate these things that I didn't have at the time. But at the time, I suspected that it wasn't possible to have that kind of like objective perspective of the world. That was quite humbling, and still is, right? It's quite important to, I think, to realize that. Once you realize that, then humility comes with it, because then you realize that your own perspective comes with limits, right? Very Wittgensteinian limits of your world, right? So once you realize that, then you realize that all of the problems that come with understanding other people, miscommunication, communicating yourself, right? Your identity, your thoughts, right? So once you understand that perspective that is limited and it's not objective, then even our scientific practices might or should become more humble, because we understand there is no direct access or grasp of an objective reality, even though ideally science endeavors and scientific stances would really like it.
Can the world be intelligible without this objective perspective you mentioned?
I think so.
Okay. Thank God for that.
I think that it can. And it's important to notice that when I say that we have a limited perspective to the world, I am by no means saying that this perspective is indirect.